And that's what, a lot of folks, when they see the term liberal education, they think of conservative and liberal, and that somehow there's a political context to that. But the true purpose of the liberal education is to do what you just said. It liberates the mind. It doesn't direct that person.
You sometimes
down
have
one
called
channel.
me a liberal, and I've been gratified by that, because I think we both share that same sense, that I'm free to make a fool of myself, in a sense, by asking a question. But if I get a good answer, then I'm less a fool than I was before.
J.C. Powell, the first president here for whom I worked directly, although I had a lot of contact with Bob Martin. Bob Martin, one of J.C.'s favorite phrases was, "All of us have a constitutional right to make a fool of ourselves."
That's nice.
Now, you threw me a curve there with what you were saying leading up to that, because I was going to close this thing by asking you, in just a few words, to recap, what your Eastern experience has done to you, for you, and you may have just summarized that for us, but reflect, and on what you might hope for the institution as we
I think my great fear of electronica is that it isolates the individual from another living creature directly. The joy of my time at Eastern has been the extraordinary human beings I've played with. I mean, I've been able to fight with brilliant philosophers who always win, but I don't care if I lose. I mean, Klaus Heberle, Bob Miller, Ron Messerich, those, and I fought with scientists or would ask them questions. So I learned from the faculty who I encountered, and I've had a delightful time playing with people who know a whole lot more about something I know little about. And the same holds true if I can convince students that we are not lecturers, but we're liberators. I think I would say I've done the best I could. I don't succeed every time, but I think in general I have tried to follow up that one question that was about my 5th year here, where why do we have to know this? And I found a technique that would justify me using the past to inform their intellect. While I was teaching science or history or whatever it is, then if I can ask them a question where they have a ground here, I can take them back there and show them either that it's the same or different, or they can defend whether it's same or different. So I've had and the people who have managed me, if you will, if that's possible, have always been generous. I mean, Bonnie Gray and Wally Dixon were masterful leaders, I guess, of the campus. I mean, both of them were extremely well educated, very bright, and very dedicated to teaching. And so in all cases, I benefited from the people I met here. So I think the community of faculty is extraordinary here. I've exploited most of them.
Yeah.
And I think the students
You've exploited
get
me
a good deal.
You've exploited me a time or two, but
I would try, anytime I can try.
Yeah.
Because I did have a drive to try to get as many people involved in accepting the idea of Chautauqua as I could get. I think Ming will do the same thing, who's replaced me, and I think next year will be a brilliant, probably one of the best series ever had will be next year. Yeah. So, and I think almost everything I did for fun, and so I've had a good time.
Well, I've always.
I'll miss it, I think.
And we'll miss. You're not going to be far. I miss. You know, I didn't get by your office.
Still teach 2 classes.
I didn't get by your office enough Friday mornings, but.
Well, you should make it a habit because it's one of the great liberating moments.
You know, see, I've always thought that we learn things for 2 reasons. You asked that a minute ago. One of them, we learn things because we need to, but we also, but a whole lot more fun is learning things because you want to.
Yeah, I think.
And I think you're a living example of that. And
I've never had to teach things that they need.
Yeah.
I've always been able to teach things that I can create something that they would want to know, I guess. For a short while, if nothing else.
Well, I'm gonna wind this conversation up by thanking you for being with us and for thanking our people that watch this thing. Now, Bruce, I don't want to frighten you, but a lot of people look at these things on YouTube. We know because they comment on them. So
I'm terribly frightened by that.
So for your folks, this has been another edition of EKU Then and Now. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.